So the first thing you need to get about being a begotten or being begotten, called a begotten, you know what I mean? See, this is something that uh, people of Jewish heritage, people that were, you see what I'm trying to say here, of Israel, Judah, you get what I'm trying to say, Ephraim, all right, and of the 12 tribes, you are all considered to be begottens of the Father. He says, my people that are called by my name humble themselves and just pray to me and seek me with all their hearts. And what will he do? Heal all the land, right? Concerning that which was given unto the Father, which is the glory of the Father. Glory to the Father, because you are the glory of the Father. You got to get that. You got to get that now. In God's glory, and as a result of that, the reason why you can, be classified, all right, okay, in darkness as God's glory, okay, is because God's glory is upon you, as it was upon Moses. Moses being able to identify that the glory of God hath not altogether withdrawn from himself, because he was able to identify this right away after the transfiguration, being transfigured before God, being transformed before God, being able to be in the glory of God, because he was transfigured in the glory of God by the glory that came upon him, that was God. You feel what I'm trying to say? And he was able to identify the Son of Man as himself, as still having some form of the glory of God upon him, because he spoke of it not being withdrawn, completely withdrawn from him, able to tell when he was looking upon Satan. He was able to say that looking upon Satan, looking upon the devil that came tempting him, saying, Son of Man, able to identify Moses as the Son of Man on the earth. How? Moses even said, where's your glory that I should worship you? Who are you anyways that I should worship you? I don't even know you. You look different. It's darkness upon me. God's glory has not altogether withdrawn from me. Otherwise, where's your glory that I should worship thee? For it is darkness upon me. I am a son of God. You see what I'm trying to say here? And he was able to identify himself as a son of God, saying to the devil that darkness is upon himself. Basically, I have dark skin. I have a dark complexion about myself. I am similar to the Son of God. So I am a son of God because I am in the similitude of his only begotten. And God had gave me that name to call upon anytime I need it, anytime I need help, anytime I need God's presence. Lord Jesus. And him identifying himself in such a way made it to where the enemy, and even after, Moses rebuked the enemy, he was telling them, get behind me, Satan, get hence, Satan, for it is the only begotten that I'm going to call upon. I have other things I require of God, to require of God, because I've been in his glory, and his glory has been upon me. I've seen stuff that you don't even understand I saw, and I want more. You see what I'm trying to say here? I see all the peoples of the earth, of the ends of the earth that were full on the earth, and all those people looked like me. It was like the kingdom was just spread out. It's kind of like Jesus was trying to get everybody to get, to the mindset of knowing. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Give notice unto. When you talk about the begottens being all around the earth, that's what it really is, the glory of God, all over the earth. And soon here, after the people of God are going to be off the face of this earth. Then after that, all hell break loose, bringing in, certain things that you didn't want happening, but because of selfishness and greed and stuff like that, because y'all always got race, mixed up with the supremacy, instead of understanding that it is a requirement of place. And because of you see them trying, you see the mess up, you see the mix up, You see where the discrimination and all of that come into play? I mean, they doing it because of power, but they have no idea what it takes to be in that type of power. Selfishness and greed is not part of the bargain. It wasn't part of the bargain. You know what I mean? And it came to pass that Satan couldn't look upon Moses no more. He was too similar to the Son of Man in all the ways that the devil don't like. Reason why people look at you strange whenever you ain't, you've been in America, you know what I mean? But yet you have people that will look at you strange, you know what I mean? That will look at you very strangely, you know, and you ain't did nothing to get that type of look. But they know who you are as a people, even as a certain individual. But because they see you, they see the glory of God upon you. This is what it is. This is why you get those looks. This is why you get those certain looks that you ain't even invite. Because they know who you are. They know that you are begotten. They know that you are an individual begotten of the Father. They know your place. We the only ones that didn't recognize the place that they recognized that we were and are of. But are, you see what I'm trying to say here? Numberable, as it was like we are innumerable as the innumerable stars. If you're able to count them, then go ahead and have at it. But I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know this is what it is. This is what Moses was able to see being transfigured. You know what I'm saying? Being in the same glory that God's glory was upon Moses, for Moses to be able to be in. Capable of talking to God face to face. Because of that, he was able to identify everything and everyone, even himself, accordingly. According to that which was spoken by God to him, in spirit and in the bush. All right, and through that, and through all of that, he had righteous spiritual discernment, able to tell the difference between this, that, able to tell between God and the devil, able to tell why he was able to identify Moses as a son of man on the earth. And this is, and as a result, God's kingdom is spread out. It lets you know Satan's kingdom can't do that. And if you look at what's all over the earth, and I'm just saying, it's a no-brainer. When you talk about, and every eye shall see him, it's a no-brainer, because every eye has seen him. Okay? Oh yeah. It happened that quick. And people don't even understand how quick the happening has been happening. You know what I mean? And if he could show himself unto, more than 500 people at the same time, then what do you suppose that right there is? Talking about a representation. Because if you were talking about, all right, now, people, the person of Jesus Christ being crucified, now he ain't just talking about the person of Jesus Christ. Now he's talking about many, regarding this. That word of begottens, the ones that died with Jesus for the cause of righteousness, raised he in them up from was resurrected by the Spirit of himself. 500 begottens. Was able to be seen by 500 people, or it was a certain amount of begottens that were one person that were able to be seen by 500 or more than 500 people at the same time. I'm going to say 500 people at the same time, which is great, by the way. So this is, referring you to the two witnesses. All right, that after the third day, they were risen up. Uh-huh. And the people that saw them were exceedingly afraid. Okay. And in other versions of the text, I mean, of the books of Moses, not just the books of Moses, but the Bible, like in the book of Nathan the prophet, in the book of, I mean, you got the rest of the Acts of David in the books of Nathan the prophet, Gad the seer, and Shemaiah the prophet. You have it. You have to you got to look that up. And I believe you could actually find that in the book of First Chronicles, chapter 29, verse 29, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm correct about that.